Hey YouTube, it's the spring of 2021. We've got some exciting Harbor Freight news to share with y'all. So after a good, I would say 10 or so year run, Harbor Freight is discontinuing their bottom of the line $20 cordless NiCad drill. For a couple of years, Harbor Freight has been offering this as an option. It is essentially the same drill, but with a 5-cell 18-volt lithium battery pack. Everyday price of this is $30, and it goes on sale pretty regularly down to $25. Concurrently with dropping the NiCad drill, Harbor Freight introduced this, a 12-volt version of that same drill. So here they all are, side by side. Flashlight's okay. I'll use the Harbor Freight impact driver to take these cases apart. And watch. Let's cut that in. That's another one. Let's take one more. Okay, so it is a more modern gearbox design. Similar to the original Drill Master, the new Warrior 18-volt, and the new Warrior 12-volt. Original, bog standard, cheap. So we'll start with the 18-volt Drill Master. The pinion is a flatted D on the new 18-volt Warrior. Again, all metal gearbox. This pinion is press fit on the shaft. The markings on the motor and the markings on Drill Master 18-volt are identical. However, the 12-volt one is generically marked as RS550 12-volt. Now onto the 12-volt one. And this is the odd duck. So the pitch is smaller, the gears are finer, the two stages are identical. I did the math, it's 5.6 something to 1, I think. So the final reduction is 26 and change to 1. The pinion on this guy is as well sintered, but it has this sleeve thing and it's pressed on. I see more and more going to this. As I said, everything, the two stages are the same. The thing that's kind of different about this versus the older ones is the output carrier is also powder metal composite sintered, but it's a two-piece unit with I think that's a 8mm double D flat. And if you look inside the gearbox, you can see there's the corresponding shaft. So that makes this set much more hackable. Also the smaller diameter. Here's the ring gear, nice thick chunky ring gear, but it's a little smaller. So this one is much more hackable. It's easier to re-engineer this gear case and shaft arrangement better for robots. Unfortunately, the finer teeth is kind of not the direction we want. But as far as the 18-volt Warrior, in terms of robots, it's very much a lateral step. There's not a huge decrease in quality, and there's really not a whole lot of note that makes this one any better than this one. If anything, the pinion being pressed on makes it a little harder to swap this, because now you have to press the pinion off and hope that it'll press onto the new shaft. Whereas with this arrangement, you just have to grind a flat on your new motor and that'll drop right on. Unfortunately, I don't think the carrier, output carrier, that's that round piece of, anyway, it's a one piece that has the shaft and the pins. I don't believe that's hardened. I haven't pulled it out yet, but from the color, I don't think it's hardened. So that is the weak point, these pins. In robots, you're driving this thing back and forth with a big old wheel on this end, so these pins tend to loosen up and they either fall out or they shear off, and that's the failure for these. Unfortunately, unlike the Black & Decker and Ryobi and some of the other higher end drills, I don't think this one is hardened. So that's another thing that makes this arrangement better for customization, is this guy is pretty hard. Actually, all of these gears, because I think it's all powdered metal composite, they're all pretty hard. Except for the output shafts themselves. They all seem to be pretty medium-ish steel. The file hits them no problem. It skates on all of this other stuff. So, if you combine these two boards, you see they contain about the same components, the same two FETs that they're using for switching, and a few other components on the board. This is 3 cells, high star, 1300 milliamp hours. This one's only made couple months ago, and this uses a pack of 5 of it appears to be the same cells. The protection scheme is contained within the battery on this unit, and it is 2-piece contained within the drill on this unit. It's certainly a step up in quality for the drill, just because of the 18-volt battery pack. It's so much better than the 18-volt nickel-cadmium battery, half the weight. I'm sad to see that their super low-budget drill is discontinued. I have a feeling that they're going to try and push people onto the 12-volt version of this, being their $20 buy-in. Maybe it'll go on sale down to $18. That's my hope. In terms of using these for robot motors, it's kind of a sidestep. There's no increase or decrease in quality, but the price has now essentially kind of doubled-ish. At least that's where I'm kind of seeing it. Yeah, if you want to walk in and pick up 4 of these, it's going to run you anywhere from $100 to $120 any day of the week. So that's certainly a jump up from the $80 that it used to be. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the videos. Hopefully there will be more in the future. Robot on!